Morning everybody, Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave of the day. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, kind of a honoring type thing. I'm going to use Williams soap. And today's Williams soap is going to be in my grandfather's little shave bug that he had. And I always wondered, I remember him using it, and he always used Williams soap. And it sort of smells kind of like Arco or Barbas, actually, now that I think about it. They're kind of very similar in the scent profiles. And I'm also going to be using my grandfather's Star razor with some Astra blades. So, using a shave mug, his favorite soap, with his razor. Alright, so it's kind of an honoring day of my grandfather. Alright, let's see. Should be some Barbasol on the face. You can probably tell. Or Barbasol. What am I thinking? Barbas. It's Barbasol. I got the bees all in my brain. In case you're curious. Barbasol 1919 makes a great pre-shave. You can use it as a shave too. But I like it as a pre-shave because it just seems to add that little bit of slickness you need at the beginning. Alright. Just get this on the face. Probably a little thin at the moment. A little more in here. But it definitely has that kind of Arco Barbas scent. And you get that citrus smell coming off. Very pleasant. Have a nice bright smell to it. Enjoyable. And I think I paid $1.20, about $1.50 for that. It wasn't expensive at all. And you get a nice little puck that comes in this box. So it's about the size of that box. So it's not bad. It's 1.75 ounces. So a little about, let's say $1 an ounce. Hey, you can't beat that, right? That's a heck of a deal. Alright. Go to town here. I like this Star razor. It really is a nice shaver. Pretty efficient too. If you're have a Gillette adjustable like a Black Beauty Slim or Fat Boy, it'll be equivalent probably around a level 5 on the settings, somewhere in there. Not aggressive, but it works for me. I don't need an overly aggressive razor. But I have lots of good memories of my grandfather using that mug. And it's not a shaving mug. It is just a coffee mug that he just uses for his shaves. Or he did. He passed away, about 40, was that 40 or 41? Somewhere in there. It would be 40 because it would be 41 this fall. So. Around Thanksgiving time, 1980. It was passed away at my uncle's house. He was over there visiting for the meal and he had a heart attack, which runs in the family. My dad's had like 5 heart attacks. So, one of those things where that German blood just gets you every time. And I remember as a kid, they sitting there, and he'll be either he'd be visiting, and he'd just sit there at the kitchen sink, or go into the bathroom, and he would shave. He had this. My grandmother passed away in '73, and after that, he sold his house and bought himself a travel home type. You know, they towed around with his car, and would show up. And then when he was staying with us, he'd sleep in his travel home. Then he would come in and eat the meals with us, shower and all that stuff. But he would do all the necessities he'd do in the house, using the water in there. He had water in his trailer, but it was just easier to come into the house. It was like, you know, when he wanted to retire to his old trailer, he would do that and go watch TV or read a book or something. A lot of times though, he'd come into the house and he wanted to play euchre. Big euchre player. And he would spend months at a time staying with us, like during the summertime and when we lived in Minnesota. Usually 3-4 months. And when it started getting cold, he'd head south again. Because, yeah, you don't want to be staying in a trailer in Minnesota in the wintertime when it can get down 40, 50 below. Nah, you don't want to do that. It's cold. There we go. That's really knocking everything down. Still got some left on the face. And one thing I noticed is that soap kind of dries out pretty quickly. Definitely needs a little moisture on the face before you even get started, or else you're going to have problems. But this is still a nice soap. I never really used it too much. I always, back in the day when I was shaving in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I always used Old Spice myself. And then just, because I always used Old Spice or Stetson typically for my see, it's in there. Kind of nice. Probably just clean up the mug and put it back up on the shelf and leave that soap in there. Dries out, no big deal. I could tell when I bought this stuff. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while because it was yellow. Normally it's white. You can tell it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. So this will get put back into the rotation. And you definitely will need a small, for me, I need the small brush. What kind of explains the reason why he had such a small brush that he used, because, well, they didn't have big brushes back then, but like they do now, they got these things that are the size of your fist. But, and these are probably 18 millimeter knots, most likely. Pretty small. It's like not too big. You can see it worked pretty good. I probably should just used it. I think this is a boar brush. I think it's a boar brush. You know, that blade's working. That ringing sound coming off. And if you know, even this razor, I can't tell how old this thing is. I'm not sure if this is from the 50s or 40s. Because I'm not sure exactly on the Star razors when they started making them like this. And there's no, you know, like you got the date codes and stuff like on Gillette, so you could kind of tell on some of them. But it works good. There we go. All right. Get a little water on the face here. There we go. Yeah, he would, my grandfather would show up and go out with his kids, you know, because we had our own kind of private lake. And we'd go out there and go fishing, and he enjoyed catching northerns and walleyes and whatever it would come to. Just to spend a day chatting with us boys. My dad was always working, so it was us kids that were entertained him. And he always tried to teach us German. It's like, good kids know how to know German, so he would. I forgot so much stuff over here, but I'll hear something like, "Oh yeah, I know what that means." And both my grandmother and grandfather, when you go visit, they would have conversations. They would talk to each other in German. You know, they were American born, but Iowa has a large population of Germans that immigrated in 1870s through 90s, and my grandfather was first generation born, my dad's second. All right. Here, that's like a few little spots I missed somehow. There we go. Okay, a little rinse. Classic shave. There we go. Classic shaving. All right. Where did we do that? Barbasol 19 19, followed up by some Barbasol Aftershave. A little more. Just a little stinging, not much. Kind of right here, right a little back there, but feels good. Nice scent goes with it. But that's the shave of the day. Using a little bit of Williams soap right there. My old grandfather's mug. Using my grandfather's Star razor with some Astra blades. So that's a nice little combination. Hope you guys like this little rundown nostalgia. It's a nostalgia shave for me. So I got a lot of nostalgia stuff. Ooh, I can feel that coolness happening right now. Yeah, I like that. Alright, hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.